One is doing it to be blessed. Another one is doing it because he's blessed. So the guy who has the mindset of the gospel is functioning from the place of rest. This is why if you want to walk in dominion, and if you want your life to continually produce divine results, you need to go back and re-examine the gospel. Number one, you need to find out who Jesus really is. And why is that important? It's important because if you know who Jesus is, you will know he has the power to do everything he claims he will do. Because if you are not sure he's able, it will affect your faith. And then number two, you need to know who Jesus is so that you understand his ways. Because most people believe in the power of God, but they don't understand the ways of God. You know, three men can stand here. Three men can stand here, and one tells you, don't worry, I'll do something about it. And I'll do something about it. If you have studied him over the years, means he will have a conversation with you. And that's all he has to do about it, just to make you feel good. And then he's gone. Another one tells you, I'll do something about it. And that I'll do something about it means he will talk to somebody who can get something done. And he will make some calls and put in some effort. And then the third one says, I'll do something about it. He will go out of his way to make sure you get what you are looking for. Now, if these three men are standing now, and three of them tell you, I'll do something about it, because you have known them, I will do something about it means entirely different thing to you. If the guy who goes out of his way to get it done tells you, I'll do something about it, you can start thanking God. Because you know when he says, I'll do something about it, it's not just a conversation. When he says, I'll do something about it, it's not just to talk to someone. He takes the responsibility until you get an answer. Are you following this? So you understand his language from a deeper realm because you know him. If you don't know these three people and you are now assuming in your head, and they just say, I'll do something about it, and you are assuming I'll do something about it means I'll get it done. The person may just come and have a conversation with you. Are you feeling headache? It's well. And he will go away. And then you will be there expecting that he will show up later with maybe drugs or something, and he never shows up. He has done something about it. He just has a good conversation with you. Are you following? This is why you need to know God, so that when Jesus tells you, you are blessed, it will mean something to you deeper than the dictionary meaning of blessed. You know, the reason many people don't do much is that even when Jesus is telling them, I am with you, they don't know the meaning. The level to which I know Jesus now, if I sense his presence here, there are many things I can do. If I just sense his manifest presence, I can begin to cast out devils. I can begin to pray for the sick. I can begin to make daring declarations because I'm not just aware of his presence, I know what his presence can produce. Now, there's another Christian who can be here who will equally sense the presence of Jesus, and all he or she will do is to cry. Because that's the extent to which he knows Jesus. And when he cries and is done crying, he wipe the tears, feel good, and go home. Because he or she doesn't know so much about the presence of Jesus. So the presence of Jesus for him or her is just to have a good feeling of intimacy, and is gone. And then there's somebody else who knows the presence of Jesus more than me, that when he senses that presence, he can save future issues from there, because he knows that the presence of Jesus is an eternal reality. So he won't just deal with issues in the now, he will deal with issues in the future. And because of his understanding of the presence, he will secure tomorrow from today. So if you don't understand the person of Jesus, you will not know what he can do. And you will not know what his words or his presence mean. And at the end of the day, although so much power will be with you, but you can't achieve much. So if you want to be somebody who can bet spiritual realities, you must go back and have a thorough understanding of the gospel. And the gospel must form your mindset. As I'm standing here, for instance, there's nothing you can tell me in this world to make me believe I will fail. You may need to educate me for 10 years, maybe, with negative conversation, negative talks, for me to believe I will fail. There is nothing you can tell me. If I fall 10 times, I will rise up 10 times. Because I have a backdrop of the gospel in my mind that makes me know that I can do all things, not by my strength, through Christ that strengthens me. See, that thing has entered me so deeply that even in my worst day, in my worst circumstance, I know there is a backup somewhere. I know, and I know. See, even if I'm in the hospital bed dying now, and every doctor say Kai is hopeless, you will not find me acting as if I'm finished. I will still be talking to you there with audacity, like somebody who is in charge of today. Because I believe too much about the power of God. I believe it too much that no circumstance can make me think otherwise. This ministry we are doing, for instance, I believe too much that we will prevail and make impact in our generation. So, some people look at you and they say, thank God for you, it's your season. I said, there's nothing like it's your season. The path of the just is as a shining light. It shines brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. Tomorrow will be greater than today. Next year will be greater than this year. It's the gospel that makes you think that way. It's the gospel. Because I've come to a point where I know I'm spending from the limitless resources of Jesus Christ. Why do I know that? The gospel. So for me, the death of Jesus is not just a theological conversation. For me, the death of Jesus is first of all a manifestation of the love of God. That God was willing to give his best for me.